I think the importance for today is to just give our members the opportunity to come back to our lands and our territory and connect to our beautiful territory that's within mountains and just feel the energy that it brings us. I feel like it is the energy from our ancestors.
I feel it truly in my DNA. I feel like this place has been interrupted from our community for too long, and that we're coming back, and we're coming back to the land. We're coming back to these ancient ones, and I feel like I've been here before, and I feel like when I'm not here, I'm here, and I have this huge space in my heart for this place. Yeah, I love talking about this place. I love learning about this place. And as Darwin Coxon was just telling us, that the insects have never even been studied here. And there's still plants and lichen and critters that have yet to be identified. It's pretty incredible.
This is the only significant inland temperate rainforest extending along the mountain ranges from just north of here in the collected traditional territory, south into south of Revelstoke. There are some remnant patches in Europe, but they have largely been lost to agriculture and settlement. So really globally, this is it now.
It's really the only inland rainforest, and it belongs to Lheidli Nation. It's on our traditional lands. And our First Nations people, wherever you are, we have this responsibility to Mother Earth. Our responsibility is to protect and save the trees, because how much more intimate can you get with our environment, with Mother Earth? Is the trees breathe out, we breathe in. We breathe out, the trees breathe in.
So there's the air. We talked about the connection with water, and it's another way that we are connected. So I'm somebody that I started my training in health as a medical doctor. I worked as a doctor, I was in hospitals, but I was always really interested in how our own bodies are kind of a mirror of the environment around us. So just like water flows through our bodies, and we're connected with the rest of the world through what we drink, and the arteries and vessels of our bodies, they're very much like the rivers and the way that water moves through the landscape. It's all connected and flowing.
Without water, we can't live. Tube Sagana.
So in the Dakheth language, Tube Tsagana means that we live by water, and without water we would not be. I'm just learning, and it's something that I grew up with my great-grandmother speaking the language, and she lived with us for a lot of years. And I regret that at the time I wasn't interested. I encourage young people as much as I can to really pay attention to what your elders or what your language keepers are telling you, and to document and just be there and listen to the stories and whatnot, because they're such an important part of our identity, and the language and the land and the land and the language is all intertwined.
I always say we're us Dakat people, we're hands-on learners. We tend to learn faster by using our hands than reading a book, more so being here in the element and telling that story. Like I said, everything has a spirit. The spirits of the trees and the grass and the air, it's all around us. And as I tell this story, all those energies, it just goes through people's bodies, and they can feel it. They can feel the story.
What I'm always so excited by, especially in these really special places is just how much everyone connects to it in a different way. Which thing is the one fact that someone gets so excited about that they want to go and run and tell their friends that, oh, now I know salmon are on the top of trees? Or did you know the trees talk to each other underground in fungal connections? Or do you know that this is the only inland temperate boreal rainforest in the world? This is a unique ecosystem in the entire globe. Somebody came to me today and was like, does this really reach into the States? And it does. And I think just seeing people's sense of wonder and learning together and learning in a space rather than in a classroom, I think that that's a pretty incredible thing as a person who's gone through all stages of academia. But also just overhearing people say like, why haven't we gone out here every day? When can we come back next? I want to bring my family members here. I think this is a healing place for my community. That makes me feel like everything was worth it.
You know, listening to our elders, because they're the ones who hold our wisdom still, and if we want our upcoming generations to continue our language, stories, and that relationship that we once had with the land, then we're going to have to start now with this generation, and hopes for the upcoming generations to get the same teaching so our stories of Lheidli today are not lost.